We had another question.
Oh, you got something?
Yeah, I got something.
Dope.
That was submitted. It was from one of our female viewers, and they were asking, why is it, in general, difficult for men to show emotion? Why do we suppress? We're not as emotional with our women as we should be, some of us. Why do you think that is?
Okay. This is the age-old question, bro.
It is.
I'm gonna get personal.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna get general.
Okay.
For me, I've gotten a lot better at opening up and expressing my emotions and my feelings. Mostly due to me becoming a father. My son really kind of made me get into, softened me up a little bit, if you will, you know. Because my thing is I have to be an example to him. So I can't be telling him it's okay to cry, it's okay to this, and it's all right to show this. And I'm walking around like I'm ice cold, you know what I mean? So I had to, that's something that I had to work on. Usually, man, men struggle with that because it's a pride and ego thing. Because the world expects us to be a certain way. So, and then a lot of it is part of how we were raised and how we were taught. We talked about it last week about unlearning and undoing all that shit that was instilled in us as kids.
For sure.
So, how many times did you hear boys don't cry? How many times did you hear walk it off when you was like hurt or something? You know what I'm saying? Or man, don't trip off her. You might been in your feelings about a little girl or something. Man, you too young for all that, man. Hey, whatever. Nah, nigga, I'm hurting.
Yeah, beating with a damn baseball. Whoa, don't cry. You better not cry. Fuck you want me to do?
It was 80 miles an hour.
Hit me in the head.
So I think a lot of that, man,
It
it keeps us uncertain. And then a lot of us, which we would never admit, we not with if you with somebody or you never been around somebody that made you feel safe and comfortable. You have to be exposed. You can't speak on something you know nothing about.
Fact.
So if you never been exposed to, we're just gonna use women. If you never been exposed to a woman who was tender with you, who genuinely cared for you, who genuinely was just about you, there was no judgment. They really was in tune with you and was concerned about your well-being and was about you. Then you don't understand what it feels. You don't understand what it feel like to be in a safe space. And a lot of us has never been in those situations or those predicaments, dog. So we don't know how to convey our feelings on a sensitive level.
Right.
It usually comes out in a macho kind of aggressive kind of way. So a lot of us need to learn how to be a little softer, and it's okay. It doesn't make you less of a man, don't make you no punk, dog. It just makes you more mature. You have to evolve, especially if you're gonna be dealing with people. So I think a lot of us, man, we haven't been exposed to those type of environments, man, to where we can do that. And then, like I said, a lot of it is ego and pride driven. We don't want to be deemed a certain way, man, because if nothing hurt worse, dog, than being in love with somebody that don't respect you. And I don't mean being disrespectful.
No,
they just don't respect you.
Yeah.
Because there's a difference between being disrespectful and
not being respected. Yeah.
And a lot of cats are with women who don't respect them. So they don't. So you can't share your feelings.
Nope.
Because that's not a person you feel like you can go to.
Nope.
Because if you go to her, 9 times out of 10, she may be looking at you, but she thinking like this. I'm supposed to be in love with him. So a lot of times, man, it's the fear of how we're gonna be viewed. Cause
man, it's like you alley-ooped it to me. Threw that bitch up. I'm finna LeBron James.
I was just about to say Bronny Jr. to daddy. I don't like the pause. To LeBron. Go ahead. I might have to take that out.
No, you don't.
Oh, I'm a kid.
You better keep that motherfucker in there. No diddy.
Yeah, fact.
Anywho.
Yeah.
That's alley-oop. To the point that you just made, which was uberly important, which I think the job of spouse is counterintuitive to the role of partner. Leader And toxic leadership. Toxic leadership is how we view leadership and we think leaders should act, not how they actually should be. We think they should. We've seen cartoons, we've seen TVs, we've seen movies, and it shaped our perception and opinion of authority. We think that authority should be authoritative. I should be able to tell you what to do. Yeah, no. We grown. You should be able to inspire me. You should be able to communicate with me. You should be able to get me to do the things. Motivate me to do those things. You don't have to basically beat me down to do those things. So you have people who don't understand leadership, that are looking to men for leadership, not seeing the toxic traits that they want to see, then getting mad at men for not being the things that I want you to be aggressive, authoritative, a leader, and make all the decisions. But I also want you to cry and be emotional with me. In what world, on what planet, does those two things go together? Because if I can't talk to you, if I don't see you as an equal, because that's that respect thing. If I don't see you as an equal and I don't think that I can talk to you and tell you what's going on with me and not be judged and not be thought of any less of, then I'm not going to do it. So that's one. Two, and this is a big one, we have so much shit that is put on our plate as men. Men, I'm not talking about boys. Men that are responsible, men that are accountable, men that are on their shit and do what the fuck they're supposed to do. I'm only talking about them. We have so much shit that we're responsible for and that we have to do. I'm not going to say we forget our emotions, but sometimes our emotions can be a detriment to the things that we have to do. My father used to say this all the time. Feel what you need to feel. But then you got work to do. As in, cry if you got to cry. Laugh if you got to laugh. Joan if you got to jump. Whatever you got to do what the fuck you got to do. Feel it. But then we got shit we got to do. So after I cry, after I get it out, now I got shit to do. So with most men that have shit to do, sometimes the shortcut is I'm not even going to feel. I'm not even going to feel. I'm just going to continue to move forward so I can get shit done.
You cooking, dog.
What do you think that does from a person?
Sometimes you don't have time to feel.
What do you think that does for a person emotionally that hasn't taken the time to feel anything and just has gone from thing to thing to thing to thing to thing to thing? They become this robot, this cold, emotionless robot that you're trying to get love and affection from. But at the same time, you're trying to get protection and provision from. So again, the two, it's not impossible, but the two don't go together naturally. So you're asking men to do, and you're not teaching them in the younger stuff. Like, you're not teaching boys to feel, to cry, that it's okay to express yourself. Really, to express when you don't like some shit. Because that's what we do a poor job of as men. We very rarely express dislike or distaste to the people that are actually doing. Like, women are taught, if you don't like the way he's talking to you, touching you, speak, like, say something. And you right for saying something. Little boys aren't taught that. We talk to little boys however we feel like it. And we never tell them, hey, no, like, they shouldn't be speaking to you that way. Like, they shouldn't be treating you that way. Like, you shouldn't be. So again, all of these are factors, because again, this is all one band, one sound. All of this shit adds up to the fact that now you have men that don't steer into emotion, don't look for emotion, and a lot of times are sometimes overrid with their emotion. Because if I come to you and I'm emotional, and then you hit me with, oh, but look at all the shit I'm going through. Yeah, no, I ain't gonna talk to you no more.
Yeah, word.
Because all you did was just outdo me.
Like, I my story.
You out traumaed me. You know what I'm saying? So you have some of that. So it's a lot in how we're raised. It's a lot in society. It's a lot in how we're brought up. What I will say though, this next generation is doing a much better job of being in tune with their emotions, of talking about the things that affect them, of expressing the things that they don't like and they don't agree with, of expressing some of the pressures and the things that I like that. Now, there's going to be a growing pains, because now women are clapping back. Oh, well, you saying this, well, I'm going to say this. So you're going to have a little of that. But once we get to an understanding and once we start to put things together, we're going to be all right. We're going to start to speak to each other. So please give us grace, have patience with us. We try.